What's going on, guys? Bryan here, back with yet another bulk liquidation pallet profit overview. I'm going to break it all down for you. I'm going to show you exactly what I ordered from a bulk liquidation pallet back in December. I think it was early December. It might have been like December 2nd or December 3rd. And, you know, obviously we're only into mid-January right now, mid to late January. So it's been about a month, a little bit over a month, maybe a month and a half. So this is a little bit more of a long-term strategy. 90% of the stuff that I do online is coupon arbitrage, maybe 95% of it. So you're basically buying from Amazon with coupons. You're getting it very, very cheap to your door, and you're packaging it back up into Amazon. That's, you know, a little bit more short term. You're going to get paid, you know, within that 2-week period, because Amazon pays you out in a 2-week period, and you can flip them pretty fast. This is a little bit more longer term. This is like a month, maybe 2 months max, but you're getting a good return on your money and a good return on your investment. So same thing. I don't know why I just said that twice. But so I think the last one that I did, and it got a lot of good feedback, so I figured I'd do the second one. Now, I have bought 3 pallets in general, but the first one I kind of just broke even. It was I didn't buy new items, so I didn't buy any brand new shelf pulls. It was a lot of, you know, returns, and so a lot of the items weren't very good quality. They, you know, some of the straps on the shirts were a little bit messed up, so it wasn't a good buy for me, but it was a learning process. Now I always recommend just sourcing strictly, you know, liquidation pallets with new items or shelf pulls. So you're not, you know, going through old items like that. You can, because the margins can be phenomenal if you're buying them for like 50 cents or $1, but I just recommend and like going the new route. So this, like I said, ordered in December. I think the last time I got a $284 or 284%, sorry, return on my investment when I bought that one. I believe it was back in September, the second one, the first one that I actually made money off of realistically. So we're going to break down the entire liquidation pallet here that I ordered from December. What came, how many items came, what did I sell them for, what were the margins, and how much money and return on my investment did I make. So 66 items actually came in this pallet. It's down about 20, I believe, from the last pallet. Last pallet before this was like 80-something items. I want to say it was like 81 or 82. So this was 66 items came. The cost of this pallet was a little bit cheaper. It was $108 to my door. The shipping on bulk is always $30, and the cost to my door total ended up being $138. So if you factor that in, 66 items at $138 means each item cost $209 to my door. Pretty cheap, pretty good if I can flip them and get a good return on my investment. Because look at anything else. A lot of people drop ship off AliExpress or buy AliExpress products and flip them back on eBay or something like that. And that can work for sure. But look at your shipping times. It gets, you know, if you're drop shipping, for example, it's gonna maybe take 2 to even 4 weeks at sometimes to get that product from AliExpress. You're also a lot of the times paying more than $2.09, so you're gonna be paying a lot more, and the quality of the product is a lot lower. So with these, you're obviously a lot of times getting brand name products. A lot of them are new if they're shelf pulls, like we're going to talk about. And for $209 to your door, that's a really great price. You can't beat something like that. So I highly recommend this. Like I said, it's a little bit more longer term than the coupon arbitrage, about a month or 2 to see your money back. And then obviously, you know, depending on how fast you're going to sell them and so on and so forth, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. But it's a great way to make money online flipping products with online arbitrage. And before we actually jump into this, guys, if at any point in time you have any questions on online arbitrage, if that's a coupon question, you know, with the Amazon, if that's a bulk deal site, maybe with like Slick Deals, and you're buying, you know, X number of a product in bulk, or if it's a liquidation pallet question, drop it in the comments section down below. I would honestly love to answer it for you. And I rarely ask for likes either, but go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm, as do the comments, and it really helps the channel grow. So as always, I really appreciate that. First link in the description too, if at any point in time you want to grab the Online Arbitrage Pro course. So what actually came, we talked about 66 items in this actual pallet. They were brand new shelf pulls. That's what I always recommend that you do. Now the margins, you might get tempted by higher margins on some of the used products, or, you know, even if you buy a pallet where you're unsure of, half of them could be used, half of them could be new. There looks like there's great margins there, and you can go that route if you want to, higher risk, higher reward. But I like the brand new shelf pulls. You're paying a little bit more to your door, but $209 to my door is still pretty cheap in my opinion. And you know, you're getting brand name products that are brand new, that you know, a lot of them still have the tags on them, so you can sell them at retail price and sell them as new. So 66 items, like I said, brand new shelf pulls. A lot of the brand names that you might recognize in this one. So we had some Skechers shoes. They were, you know, if I remember correctly, I literally just sold them like a week ago on Poshmark. They were like terrible Skechers shoes, but that's a brand name, so you can get away with obviously pushing Skechers. You know, it's a brand that's going to sell, that people are going to recognize. Some Massimo hats, some Massimo, I think, shirts, if I remember correctly. A New Day and Universal Thread, just some ones that you might recognize that are brand names from the actual liquidation pallet. So, like I said, shirts, shoes, hats, flip-flops. I believe there were Massimo flip-flops in there too, and I think that was the highest highest profit margin I made were on the flip-flops. Anyway, so where did I sell these items? Like we talked about before, I always like to sell these and push them. You're not flipping them on Amazon a lot of times because it's not something where you can check the sales velocity of a listing, so you're not relisting under that listing. You can get away with listing some of these on Amazon, excuse me, if they're brand names and there's already a listing established. However, in my opinion, you're going to get a higher profit margin, and it's going to be a lot easier to flip these products specifically on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. So 16 of the total items of the 66 I sold on Poshmark between December 3rd or whatever it was till now, which is I think it's January 18th, so a little bit over a month and a half. So 16 items, a total profit of $143, which averages out to $8.94, roughly $9 profit margin. So that's a $9 profit margin on getting something for $2, pretty good. And you can do this like endlessly. It's a great place to park your money and really make your money make money for you long term. eBay, 70 of the items sold for a total profit estimated. I always say estimated because there are those shipping fees that you get hit with later on in the month. So for whatever reason, eBay does it two different ways. They charge you for the actual listing fees and the fees to sell it. And then later on, they send you a bill, even though it's not very much money for the actual shipping fees, because I believe you pay 10% on shipping fees on eBay. And I did an entire breakdown too on how you can basically figure out how you're profitable on eBay and factor all the fees in. If you want to check that video out, it's in my eBay playlist, which will be linked in the description, and I'll also drop a card to that specific video up in the right hand corner right now if you want to check that out. It's just going to ensure that you're profitable. It's a formula that you can use on any item to really see, okay, take the guesswork out of it. What is the money that I make? What's the actual dollar amount that I get to take home after all the fees and all that other BS? So $57 total profit estimated. Average was whoa, $8.14. So a little bit over $8. Still pretty good. Now on Mercari, I sold 11 items in that time from this liquidation pallet. The total profit there was $73 for a little bit less of an average, but hey, still pushing items for a profit. $6.63 per item on average on Mercari. So that begs the question, what's the total profit so far? What did I actually make? Let's break down all the numbers, right? That's what we're all here for. So the cost of door, like we talked about, for this liquidation pallet was $138. The total profit that I've sold so far, if you tally up all those numbers from the last thing, is $273 total profit, which means that the overall profit so far, and keep in mind that I've only sold 34 items of that actual 66 so far because it only has been like a month and a half, the total overall profit, if you take the cost of my door and the profit that I've sold so far, is $135. So that means in a month and a half, I turned my, so far, I turned my $138 into another $135 and $138 payment back, if that makes any sense. And I still have 32 items right here listed on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay ready to sell. So I've made $135, and I still have 32 items waiting to be sold that are going to make me more money. That's why I recommend this is more of a long-term thing to kind of park your money. And, while you're ranking your accounts, you can be flipping products and making more money and have your money make money for you. So that assuming the same average profit. So if we take that profit from the total items that I sold so far, 273, and we have 34 sales overall, which is how many I've sold, that averages out to about $8, a little bit over $8 profit. And remember, guys, this is profit. This is after all the fees on Poshmark, all the eBay fees, not counting the shipping fees, and after all the fees on Mercari, because you can see the Poshmark fees, you can see your take-home pay on Poshmark. You can see the fees on Mercari, you can see your take-home pay on Mercari. eBay, you can obviously do that, but you're going to have to wait for the shipping fees if you get hit with that later on in the month or at the beginning of the next month. So that averages out to about $8 profit per item. So if we assume the same profit, we have 32 items left, right? Still sitting in eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, which means that if I assume those 32 items sell for that same average of about $8, that means I'm still going to make, on top of the $135 profit that I've made so far, I'm still going to make another $256.97 in profit if all those items sell. Now, it might take, they might sell within a week. They might sell within 2 months. It depends, obviously, item to item and the demand on the certain marketplace, but that's just a general rule of thumb. Most of them will probably sell within a month or two max from now. So that money's obviously coming into me, but I've already profited off this pallet. So the total estimated profit altogether, this is the profit, guys, not the actual money that I made. So I get this plus the original $138 that I purchased back, right? So the total profit after spending the 138 was 391.97. Pretty good return on my investment, spending 138, getting that 138 back, and then making another almost $400 in maybe a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months max. Pretty good. So if I spent 138 to make 529.97 total, right? That means that that's a 284 return on my investment in about 1 to 3 months on average, because it's been about a month and a half if we, assume that we sell those same amount of items. So I think it was 34 and 32 in another month and a half. The max it's going to take is 3 months to make that 284% return on my investment. Now, I've been really into investing lately. I've been parking a lot of my money in dividend stocks in the stock market that are like blue chip stocks. So, your big businesses that, have proven long-term business models and hopefully stay there because my money's in them for the long haul. And, my money will make money and also pay me dividends every quarter. Some of them are monthly, but there's no investment that I know of where you can basically buy something and get a 284 return on your investment in 1 to 3 months. So is this a scalable business? Potentially, you're not going to be able to buy 100 liquidation pallets and list them all because it's going to take a long time. But it only took me about maybe 2-3 hours max to list all these items on all 3 of these websites, Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and make that, turn my 138 into 529.97. That's a pretty good return on your investment. So make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like this. My main question to you is, why are you not trying this? I preach the coupon arbitrage because it's very, very easy, and it's a great way that you can get into online arbitrage. And a lot of people can't really take, the competition in the marketplace. Other people are dropping the prices, and you're going to have to pay attention to the price dropping as well. And that's just part of it that comes along with it. Competition indicates money, guys. That's a good sign. A lot of other people that do the coupon arbitrage, they get a little worried when they get cease and desist letters from other Amazon sellers. But those other Amazon sellers send those for a reason. They think that you're hijacking your product listing or their product listing when you're actually not, and you have that item. So a lot of people get worried when they're doing the Amazon coupon arbitrage. If that's not for you, go with the bulk deal sites. If that's not for you, go with the liquidation pallet sites. I'm just trying to give you many tools in your arsenal and teach you guys how you can make money online flipping products and doing online arbitrage. It's very, very easy. I'm not special. My Poshmark class is like 50,000. It's not that big. My eBay account, I might have like 100 feedback rating. It's not that great. With Mercari, obviously I just started selling on Mercari like a month or 2 ago, so I don't have like a crazy ranked account on there as well. You can do this as well, guys. So my total question to you is, why are you not doing this? If you have $100 to invest, if you have $1,000 to invest, start doing this. Start flipping your products and have your money make money for you. This is a great way to do it. So first link in the description if you guys want the Online Arbitrage Pro course. Drop a question down below in the comment section if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.